And when you open yourself up to it, you'll get it. You want to learn to willingly give and graciously receive. We've often said it's a sad thing when you see a child afraid of the dark. I'll tell you something a lot sadder is when you see an adult that's afraid of the light. There's people, their mind is so closed that they just can't hear you. Now that's too bad. Everything you're seeking is seeking you. Do you know that all religion, I don't care what religion you are, all religion and all science clearly indicate that nothing is either created or destroyed. Everything that you've ever wanted is already here. Everything is made from the same formless substance. And we have the creative ability to take that and move it into whatever form we want. Do you know something? If you can see it in here, what you've done is you've taken your imagination into the future. You can bring the future into the present. Start to live with it. Act like the person you want to become. Quit worrying about what other people think. As a little kid, we're raised to be concerned with what other people think. What would the neighbors think? I found out they don't, so quit worrying about it. You know? Think. That's all you seek. That's all that you'll gain here. There isn't anything else. You want to become aware of who you are, what you're capable of doing. You've got so much power locked up in you. It's absolutely incredible as you start to really understand it. You don't hide anything. You don't hide anything. Everything that's going on the inside shows on the outside. It's so obvious and it's so simple. And it's so misunderstood. You see, there's a field force of energy around you. It is so potent and powerful, it penetrates a camera, it penetrates a film. You can actually photograph the ray of energy coming from a person. And as you change the images in your mind, the density and the color of this energy change. Well, do you know you've got a mental faculty that can pick that up and read it? If I can, you can. If you see me do something, you can do something. If I see you do something, I can do it. It's not a matter, can I? It's not a matter, do you have some special talent and ability that I don't have? We've all got this potential. Yet, do you want to develop it? See, I watch those two guys work in that studio. I have no desire to do what they're doing. Absolutely not. I don't want to learn what he knows. The hell would I want to spend my life learning that for? I want to spend my life learning what I'm doing. But we have a tendency to look at other people and think they have some talent and ability that we don't have. They may have developed something that we haven't developed, but we've got awesome powers locked up within us. We're capable of doing anything we want to do. And that's what we want to be aware. So when you look at somebody else, you want to know, I can do that, and you can do it. You see, if I want to be free, I've got to be me. Not to me I think you think I should be. Not to me I think my wife thinks I should be. Not to me I think my kids think I should be. If I want to be free, I've got to be me. But he said, I better know who me is. Now, right here, we come to a rather strange fact. We tend to minimize the things we can do, the goals we can accomplish. And for some equally strange reason, we think other people can do things that we cannot. He said, I want you to understand that's not true, that you've got deep reservoirs of talent and ability within you can bring to the surface. And now, if you ask me, do you understand that? I say, of course I understand it. I've been listening to it for years. But here I am in the back of the room, and I'm watching Gove, and I'm thinking, if only I could do that. And all of a sudden, that record started playing in my head. Now, right here, we come to a rather strange fact. We tend to minimize the things we can do, the goals we can accomplish, and for some equally strange reason. I thought, that's what it all means by that. I learned if you see somebody doing something and you'd like to do it, you can learn how to do it. But if you don't need to learn it, and you don't want to learn it, forget it. Hire the people.
All right, guys, let's get started with today's call. If everybody can hear me, see me good, can I just get a 111 in the chat? Just want to make sure that everything is clear on your end. Want to make sure that everything looks good. Sorry, this bothers me whenever it's not organized. So I like to make sure that it's all organized for me. I'm always grabbing books and reading them and stuff. So it's one of those things. But excited to be here. Thank you guys so much for hopping on today's morning call. Make sure that you guys are sharing this with other people, letting them know that Mornings with Nano is officially live. And I'm so excited for today's lesson because today's lesson is one of my favorite lessons. I think I haven't done this training all year. And if I have, I probably did it at the beginning of the year. But I wanted to bring it back because this is one of those trainings that it's going to be so valuable for all of us, right? It's going to be one of those trainings that are going to allow us to really grow, really elevate, and just give us perspective at the end of the day. So I'm grateful that every single one of you made it a priority to be on today's call. As you guys know, we are live every morning at 10:30 a.m. ish. We go live. Usually, I start speaking around this time, 10:45 ish. So that's really good stuff. So I'm excited for that. One thing I do want to remind you guys of, remember tomorrow we have the official retreat launch call as well. Just wanted to put that out there for anybody that wants to know more about what's going to be happening and where the next retreat is going to be. Every single one of you guys are invited to this call tomorrow, Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, so that you guys can take a look at it. Even if you don't plan on going, at least you get an idea of what it is that happens at those retreats, why you should be at those retreats, and the kind of things that are going to be at that retreat that'll help you guys make sure that you elevate your year. I have so many surprises for you guys because this next one is going to be absolutely next level. I just got off a great consulting call that gave me a lot of perspective on how I can elevate that experience and how it is that I'm going to be able to create offer for all of you guys that none of you guys are going to be able to resist. So I'm so excited for it. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, but with that being said, let's get started with today's call real quick. Before we even get started, let's practice some gratitude first. Let's open up the energy in the room. What is one thing that you are grateful for today? Let me know in the chat box what's one thing. I am grateful for God. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for my mentor, Matt Rosa, and the consultation he just gave me. I'm grateful for my team, everybody within the Alpha Society community. I have the best team ever. I'm grateful for my family, my mom, my dad, my little brother, my goddaughter, my godson. I'm extremely grateful for my girlfriend. I'm grateful for my dogs, Hazel and Blue. I'm grateful for, just everything that's happening in my life right now, just all the amazing things that are happening. I'm grateful for this amazing community, the whole entire Mornings with Nano community. I'm grateful for the next retreat that we're going to be doing. And I'm grateful for just all of it, right? Grateful. And I pray that everybody is also has a grateful heart, because I think it's important that at the end of the day, we all start our days with gratitude, right? Before I jumped on this call, I practiced gratitude. Before, when I woke up this morning, I was grateful, right? Every day, gratitude has to be at the forefront of your mind, right? You want to have a grateful heart because gratitude is the source where all good things come from, right? And if you want to change your state of mind, if you want to elevate your vibration, it all starts with your grateful heart, all right, guys? And that's super important for all of us to understand, all right? So, with that being said, let's get started with today's training. Today's training is a special one. Today's training is a special one because it was a training that I learned from a book that I read that really shifted my life. And I want to give you guys a story first of the book, but then I also want to give you guys the training as well. All right. And I think it's important that everybody takes notes on today's call. All right. You got to take notes on today's call because you got to understand, what it is that every single one of us will regret unless we live up to our full potential. All right. So this is how it goes. The training comes from a book. It's called The Leader, The Leader with No Title. All right. It's The Leader with No Title, right? And I wonder what book. It's called The Leader with No Title. So in the book, this is how it works, right? So listen to this story. My son's 6th birthday today. Happy birthday to your son, bro. God bless him, man. It's always a pleasure to watch. Damn, six years old, the boy's getting big, man. Kindergarten, first grade, right? It's amazing. Happy birthday, baby Z. Facts, right? But let me tell you guys a story. So in the book, there's this mentor, right? And there's a student, right? So I want you to think about this, right? Imagine I do this to you guys, right? I want you guys to kind of visualize this right now. So imagine I'm the mentor and you guys are the students, right? So just think about this. This is how it happened in the story, right? So in the story, the guy is kind of going through something in life, and he's in a situation in his life where he's wanting to figure out what's his purpose, what's next for him, how he's gonna get to where he wants to go to, right? So the mentor says, and I don't remember the story verbatim, so I'm just gonna give you guys the main key points of it. But what the mentor does is he tells the student to meet him at 5 a.m. in the morning the next day, right? So imagine you guys came to me, and you're in a place in your life where everything's not really working out for you. You're struggling to really figure out your purpose. You're lacking motivation. You're not just all there mentally, right? So the next day, I tell you guys, starting tomorrow, Thursday, I want you guys to meet me at the cemetery at 5 a.m. If you want mentorship, I just want you guys to think about this. If you want mentorship, I want you to meet me at the cemetery tomorrow at 5 a.m. So you arrive at the cemetery the next day at 5 a.m. Now, obviously, the cemetery is a weird place to get mentorship, right? Imagine if I told you guys tomorrow, come meet me at the cemetery at 5 a.m. So you come to the cemetery and you walk over to me. You see me, I've already arrived. And you walk over to me. And as you walk over to me, there's two graves that are dug up, but they're empty. All right. So think about this, right? There's two empty graves right next to each other that are just being dug up. All right. On one side, there's a piece of paper at the bottom of it. And at the other side, there's a piece of paper at the bottom of it as well. All right. One side are the 10 human regrets. On the other side is the 10 human victories. And the lesson behind the story that he basically says is like, you got to pick and choose who you're going to be when your last day comes. Are you going to be the person that has regrets, or are you going to be the person that has victories when your time comes? And I remember that story so vividly because I could only imagine what that person felt. And even if it was a story or if it was just something that was made up, it was just the idea behind it, right? The idea behind, wow, imagine you arriving at a cemetery and your mentor has two graves dug up. He says, yo, we all go to the same place. And the reality of it is we all go to the same place, regardless of how much accomplishments and etc. we have. But are you going to be somebody that lived your last days and lived your life full of regret? Or are you going to be the person that lived your life full of victories? Who are you going to choose to be? So the guy, he jumps into the first dug grave and he picks up the piece of paper. And the first one he picks up is the human regrets. And I want to read these to you guys because I remember reading these 10 human regrets. And I remember the shift that it did for me. It shifted for me. The 10 human victories, I'll do that training for you guys as well. But it was the regrets, right? Because obviously we all want to win, and we know how amazing life would be when we win and when we have these accomplishments. But what are those 10 human regrets? So I want to go over with you guys the 10 human regrets. And the way that it goes is so that you can understand the way that the notes are organized. I want you to write down at the top of your paper the 10 human regrets, but then right under it, I want you to write, you reach your last day. You reach your last day, because all 10 of them start with those same words. You reach your last day. Those 5 words right there. Every single one of them start with that. You reach your last day. So that way you can put you reach your last day. Human regret number 1 is boom. You reach your last day. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, etc., etc., etc. And I'm going to break all 10 human regrets down to you guys. Now, there's going to be some that you're going to relate with. There's going to be some that you don't got to worry about because you're already doing it. But I promise you right now, all right, I promise you right now, this is going to help you guys understand where it is that you are, but where it is that you want to go and what you want to avoid. Because that's what it did for me. It made me realize, yo, I don't want to reach my last day and have this regret. That's what it made me realize. It made me turn something on. It made me shift something inside of me to let me know, yo, I don't want to live like this. I don't want this to be my reality when my last day comes. I want this to be my reality. So I was willing to make a shift in that very moment in time. So if you guys are ready for today's training, I want you to type a number 10 in the chat box. If you are ready to take notes, you're ready to listen in, you're ready to shift your mind, you're ready to elevate your whole experience, and put a 10 10 10 in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody on Instagram. Baby's on this call with me. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. So the 10 human regrets. Let's jump into number 1 right away. All right. Listen to this one. You reach your last day with the brilliant song that your life was meant to sing, still silent within you. I'm going to copy and paste this and put it in the chat for you guys. You reach your last day with the brilliant song your life was meant to sing, still silent within you. I just want you guys to think about that really quick. Let that ponder a little bit. You reach your last day with the brilliant song your life was meant to sing, still silent within you. That's so powerful when you actually think about that. Because here's what that means so that everybody can understand, right? It means that you reach the end of your life without ever becoming who you were meant to be or doing what you were meant to be. You had all these gifts, you had all these ideas, you had all these dreams, you had purpose inside of you, like a beautiful song, but fear, comfort, doubt, distractions, or waiting too long kept you from ever letting it be heard. So what is the purpose of this message? Don't die with your purpose still trapped inside of you. Start singing your song. You have gifts. Every single one of us on this call, all of us, we have gifts. All of us, we have ideas inside of us that we still haven't taken action on. We have dreams of things we want to do, things we want to accomplish, places we want to travel, amazing things we want to do for our families. We have all these dreams. We have a purpose inside of us to help others. But if we don't pursue it, if we don't wake up every day and work towards that, then that beautiful song, that brilliant song that your life was meant to sing, it stays silent within you. See, I remember reading that. I remember listening to that. And I'm like, man, I can't be the person that reaches my last day with that brilliant song silent within me. That's why I wake up and I do these calls every day. That's why I wake up and work on myself and get up early and go for runs and read and do everything that I do. It's because I'm following my purpose. Do I experience fear? Yes. Is there times that I've been comfortable? Yes. There's been times that my distractions got the best of me and I doubted myself? Absolutely. Those things are bound to happen. Those things are natural. You are going to doubt yourself. You are going to have fear. You are going to have days where you're comfortable. But it's breaking out of that cycle. Because if you stay there too long, then that becomes your reality and that becomes your life. And then that song that you have within you, which is your purpose, which is your dreams, which is your ideas, those things will never, ever, ever be heard because you never spoke them. You never brought them to life. See, a lot of my dreams that I'm living today were things that were once inside of me. My retreats, that was once a dream. Now it's a reality. My podcast was once a dream. Now it's a reality. My merch, I have my own clothing brand with t-shirts, hoodies, journals, all of that. That was once a dream. But now it's a reality. My community with Alpha Society I always wanted to create a community that was centered around God, that taught people how to make money and help people make extra streams of income while traveling the world and becoming better versions of themselves. That was once a dream. Now it's a reality. You see, all these things that were once dreams for me became a reality. You know why? Because I didn't let fear, doubt, the fear of failure, insecurity, comfort get the best of me. The only reason those things have happened for me is because I looked fear in the face, and I instead of looking fear in the face and letting it get the best of me, fear, FEAR, face everything and rise. FEAR, face everything and rise. I didn't let fear get the best of me. I didn't let doubt get the best of me. I face everything and I rise. Okay, I'm scared of throwing my first retreat. Let's throw it. I'm scared of starting my podcast, obviously, but I got to do it. Let's do it, Jasmine. I used to be scared to speak in public. I tell you guys a story all the time. I failed public speaking in college because of my fear of speaking. Today, I'm one of the top motivational speakers in English and Spanish. I didn't let my fear get the best of me. I went and I fulfilled my purpose. I encourage you to do the exact same thing. I had a lot of doubt. I had a lot of fear. I dealt with a lot of imposter syndrome, right? I went from being a star baseball player to trying to figure out what the next step in my life was. But I remember that human regret right there. You reach your last day with that brilliant song that your life was meant to sing, still silent within you. So powerful. You gotta make sure that you remember that. Don't let that brilliant song that your life was meant to sing stay silent within you. Be loud about it. Talk about it. Go face that fear. Go start that business. Go post on social media. The things that scare you, take them and do it. I promise you that's what's going to let you get to the next level. Because think about this. If I never did those things, everything that I have today, I wouldn't have. I give all the glory to God. But if I didn't go out there and take action on those things, none of it would be a reality. Public speaking wouldn't be a reality. My retreats wouldn't be a reality. My Alpha Society community wouldn't be a reality. My coaching, nothing would be a reality if I didn't step out and face those fears. So regret number one is you reach your last day with the brilliant song that your life was meant to sing, still silent within you. That's number one. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys got that one real quick. I'm going to be asking you guys after every one. We got to do 10, so we got to get through this fast because we only got about 35 minutes left. So I got to do another 9 in 35 minutes. So I'm going to do my best to not spend too much time on each one. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2 says, you reach your last day without ever having experienced the natural power that inhibits you to do great work and achieve great things. I'm going to repeat that and I'm going to copy and paste it for us so you guys can take notes on them. These are great to have in your notes. You reach your last day without ever having experienced the natural power that inhabits you to do great work and achieve great things. Here's what this means so that everybody can understand this. It means that you reach the end of your life it means that you reach the end without never realizing how strong, how capable, and how powerful you truly were. You had everything inside of you to do the meaningful work, to accomplish the big things, but you never tapped into it. You never tapped into it because you were playing small and you let your distractions get the best of you. You have all the power within you already. The tragedy is never using it. You don't understand how powerful you are. You don't understand how disciplined you can be, how strong you are, how beautiful and how strong your body can get, how strong your mind is, how how strong your imagination can get, your emotional intelligence. None of us really know what our true potential looks like inside. But if we're not working towards that every single day, then we'll never really know. We will never, ever really know how strong we could get, how emotionally disciplined we can get, how much we can break through our fears, our doubts, our insecurities, how strong our imagination is. These are all things that we are not aware of yet. Some of us, you guys are listening to this on this call, whether you're listening live or whether you're watching the recording right now, you don't know how powerful you actually are. Because here's what I learned. Most people are only living up to 10%, 10 to 20% of their true potential. Most people's potential hasn't even been unlocked. Imagine that. Think about that right now. Imagine right now, you are only, if you're not aware of this, you are only living up to 10 to 20% on average of your potential. That means you have 80 to 90% that you still haven't unlocked yet. You don't even know what you're capable of. You don't even know what you are truly capable of. And that's what this regret is all about. Not realizing the natural power and the great work that you can do on a day-to-day basis. You don't even know how much lives you can change. You have a great power within you, guys. Use it. I didn't think about this, guys. I didn't know I had this power. I never knew that my voice would be something that was powerful. Never. I always give credit where credit is due, but I remember my brother, his name was Masner. If he doesn't tell me, yo, Nano, why don't you help us with our morning and help us get our day started every single day and do a morning call every morning for us? What if he doesn't tell me that? Such pivotal moment, right? What if that person doesn't tell me, Nano? And here's the thing. The reason why he even told me that is because he was seeing how much my morning routine was changing me. Because I had started my morning routine that spring. Look at how life works. I had started doing my morning routine in spring, March, April, May. And he was seeing the change in me. He was like, yo, Nano's changing. Like, Nano's up every day. And this is when I first started. You know, when you first start something, you're obsessed with it. And it's like every day you're not slipping up. But people started to see the shift in me. They're like, yo, Nano, you're shifting. I'm reading a book, once every week or every other week. Like, I'm writing my goals down. My energy is shifting. Things are working out for me. So I jump on a call one day with, a couple of my leaders and just kind of like a check-in call. Yo, how's everything going? How can I help? And one of the things that they asked me for the way that I can help is, yo, can you help us get our day started? We're having a tough day getting our day started. We see you crushing it with your morning routine. Why don't you teach us some of the things that you're learning in these books that you're reading every day? And I said, yeah, bro, fine. We'll start tomorrow, 9 a.m. And we'll start morning masterminds every morning at 9 a.m. from this day moving forward. Those morning masterminds turned into Mornings with Nano. And I've been doing them since that day, June 20th, 2019. It's December 17, 2025. I've been doing these calls for 6+ years, every day since he asked me to. But why do I mention that story? Is because of what I learned about myself, because I took action on the things that were presented to me. Look at how much has came from just that one idea. Think about that. Think about everything that has come from that one idea. The thousands of people that have been impacted, the businesses that have been built, the different areas that I've been able to go through it, from merchandise to podcasts to speaking in public to retreats to consulting to you name it, has happened because of one idea. But I would have never recognized my true power if I would have never taken action. And because I have such a great responsibility and I got to be an example, I have to continuously work on myself. Because you see, a lot of you guys don't see the work that goes behind this. But remember, I got to do 5 calls a day for 5 calls a day, 4 weeks in a month. That's about 20 calls. Now, let's say whatever, I miss a couple calls because of travels, etc. Still, we're looking at 15 to 20 calls every single month that I got to come up with, that I got to set up, train, etc., to make sure that I got value for you guys every single day. And every day I got to show my best, because there's people that are on this call that may be here for the first time. And I don't want them to jump on my first call and they're like, yo, this call is trash, I'm out of here. I don't even know why anybody sent me this, So every day is a first time for somebody. Some of you guys been here with me for months. Some of you guys been here for years. But imagine the person that's here for the first time listening to this. I got to be able to provide them and bring the best energy every single day, because I don't want somebody's first time to be like, yo, that call was trash. That guy had bad energy. This call is not what this guy made it out to be. Because there's some of you that are recommending this call to other people. That, yo, jump on this call. Take a look at this. So every day I have a responsibility to show up the best version of me, regardless of what's happening in my life. I could be going through struggles, life, finances, business, family. Every day I got to show up my best version, because I owe it to the person that is their first time. I owe it to you for you referring somebody and saying, yo, look, this is my mentor, Nano. I want you to jump on these calls. But all of this has forced me to grow. Now, remember, I'm giving you guys my example. You guys have your way. Imagine all the doors that you have yet to open because you haven't stepped out into your power. You don't know how strong you could get in your mind, in your body, in your spirit. I didn't know I could build such a strong relationship with God like the one I have. I didn't know I can get as strong as I'm getting now, right? I didn't know these things. But because I'm going out there and I'm doing it every single day, it's happening for me. So regret number 2 is you reach your last day without ever having experienced the natural power that inhabits you to do great work and achieve great things. That one activated me. That's number 2. Put a 2 in the chat box if you got that one. Put a 2 in the chat box if you got that one. All right. Let's go to number 3. We got to get through this. Number 3 says this. Number 3 says, you reach your last day realizing that you never inspired anyone else by the example that you set. That one's powerful. You reach your last day realizing that you never inspired anyone else by the example that you set. You see, we've talked about this before. I was talking about this to my leaders this morning. I said, yo, it's up to us to be the example for the rest of our organization. You know how many people do morning routines now because of my calls? How many people read books? I literally just finished telling you guys about that person that called me yesterday on the call to tell me how inspired she was because she jumped on my calls a couple of years ago when her businesses closed down, and she heard about this morning routine and about these books, and she started to buy them, and today she's inspired. Today her life is completely different. Today she's a better mother, she's a better business owner, she's a better everything because of those calls. But who are you inspiring with your example? What example are you setting? You know, the question my mentor asked me that really shifted my mind. He said this, Nano, would you follow you? And that's my question for every single one of you on this call. Would you follow you? Would you follow you, Emily? Would you follow you, Brittany? Bam Bam, Ruby, Alan, Maya, Mascara, Susan, Sophia, Christina, Becky, Eunice, Alexis, Rich, Anaya, Paul, Dom, Tonette? Would you follow you? Are you setting the right example on a day-to-day basis? And here's the reality of it. I know a lot of you guys are saying yes, right? But when he asked me that question, I lied. I said, yeah, I would follow me. But deep down inside, I told myself, nah, I wouldn't follow me. Because if it was based off of the truth, it's one thing that, you know, because remember, sometimes you can be biased. You can be biased. Nah, I got good intentions. I'm a good person, etc. Right? So that's the reason why I did it. I lied to myself and I said, yeah, I would follow me because I know that I have good intentions. I know that I'm going to be successful. Even though at the time I wasn't where I wanted to be, I knew that I was going to go, to places. But deep down inside, if we were to take the non-biased out of it, at the time, I told myself I wouldn't follow me because I was undisciplined. I had bad emotional intelligence. I sucked at my finances. I wasn't where I wanted to be at, right? I didn't have the best emotional intelligence. I had a lot of things that I was doing that I wasn't proud of. So as much as I knew deep down inside, like, yo, you know what, Nano, you're a good person. You come from a good family. You have great intentions. Yes, yes, yes. And those things are all true. And yes, I knew that I was going to be successful. And I knew that I was just in a season. But I knew deep down inside when I answered the question and I said yes to it at the time, I knew deep down inside I meant no. But I couldn't verbally speak it to my mentor because I didn't want to seem like that guy. So you don't have to answer the question now. I just want you to think about it. You don't have to answer it. I appreciate everybody that answered it in the chat. And I pray that your yes means yes for real. But I remember when I was asked that question, my answer deep down, the real answer to my question was no. The real question to my answer was no. Today, I would say yes, but it's different. It's different, right? I've improved a lot in a lot of different areas. And I understand where I'm going and I have purpose and I know I'm in the right position. Today, I would follow me. But when I was first asked this question, I wasn't in the position to follow myself. And everybody and this is important. What example are you setting? It goes back to the regret. You reach your last day realizing that you never inspired anyone else by the example that you set. Remember, people will do what you do, not what you say. All right? It's like kids. Think about it. Kids don't do what you say. They do what you do. It's what they see you doing that they emulate, that they example off of. It's the same thing with people. Who are you becoming? And ask yourself that question. That question changed me. Because I lied, and because of the question itself, it changed me. Because he asked me, Nano, would you follow you? And even though I lied, and God forgive me for lying, and even though I had the best intentions, I knew deep down inside that the real answer was no. And because of that moment right there, because of that question, it caused me to shift. Because I wanted to be somebody that I could follow. Because remember, my mentor, John C. Maxwell, says right here, he says it all over these books. John C. Maxwell, the #1 leadership mentor in the world. #1 leadership mentor in the world. He says, before you can lead others, you got to lead what? Type it in the chat box if anybody knows. Before you can lead others, you got to lead blank. Exactly, Q. You got to lead yourself. You got to lead yourself, man. He says it all the time. Got to lead yourself. So I was being looked at as a leader. And remember, like I said yesterday as well, we are all leaders, whether we're leaders of business, leaders in our relationships, leaders for our brothers and our sisters, leaders in our jobs, leaders in our household. We are all leaders to some extent or not. We are all leaders. So before you can be an example for other people, you have to be an example for yourself. So make sure that you're setting the right example. That's regret number 3, right? Give me some 3s in the chat box if you guys are with me so far. Damn, this call is so fire. I'm listening to myself saying this and I'm like, damn, this call is so good. This is a good call right here. All right. I hope you guys are ready for this. Let's go to number 4 now. Regret number 4. It says, they only get better, so I hope you guys are ready for this. You reach your last day full of pain at the realization that you never took any bold risk, and so you never received any bright rewards. Wow. Man, let me tell you, listen to this one again. You reach your last day full of pain at the realization that you never took any bold risk, and so you never received any bright rewards. This is a good one right here. Because life is all about taking risk. Jim Rohn says life is risky because you're not going to get out alive. And it's true. Life is risky. You're not going to get out alive. So it's the riskiest thing. Like every day we go out and we're not going to get out alive. Like we're all going to the same place. That's one thing that's guaranteed. Right? But are you taking risk? Are you making those investments in yourself? Are you doing those? That's why I love taking risk. I love taking risk. And listen to this. This is not for everybody. But if you're somebody that's on this call and you still live with your parents, you should be taking the most risk. Now, it's different if you have a family, you have kids. Your risk have to be a little bit more calculated because you have people that are counting on you. But if you are somebody that still lives with your parents, you should be taking a lot of risk at this moment in life. Obviously, calculated risk that can help you. But this is why I tell people to do that, because one thing that would always bring comfort to my mind and to my life when I lived with my parents was that, I could take all these risks because guess what? The worst thing that can happen is I can just end up back home with my parents again. That was the worst thing that can happen. My mentor always told me that. He said, Nano, let's think about best case scenario and worst case scenario. Best case scenario is everything works out for you. Everything happens the way we plan it out to be, etc. What's the worst thing that can happen? It doesn't work out and you end up back at your parents. Is that bad? And I'm like, that's where I'm at. So it's like, he was like, exactly. That's your worst case. So take all the risk. Take all the risk now that you can, because not many people can. So that message is obviously for my people that are living with their parents. And I love that. And I always encourage people that while you're living with your parents, take all the risk in the world. Because remember, the very worst thing that can happen while you're out there taking risk, making investments, trying different businesses, different ideas, all these different things, the worst thing that can happen is you end up back at your parents. Now, it's a different story for my people out there that have kids, and now you have your own place and etc. Now, us, right? Mentioning us, now we have to take a little bit, we can't take crazy risk, but we have to take calculated risk, because we got to keep in mind, I got to put food on the table. For example, my brother Zion's on this call. Zion let us know in the chat that, it's his son's 6th birthday. Zion can't take the same risks that he was able to take when he was living with his parents, because now he has a son. He has to provide for his son. So his risk have to be a little bit more calculated, right? Because he can't, that may not be an option for him to go back to his parents' house. He has to figure it out. So, but even though he has that situation in his life, it doesn't mean that he can't take risk. They just have to be a lot more calculated, because his risk have to have more chances of him succeeding at them than him losing at them. He can't take a risk where the chances of him winning are very slim to none. He can't take those risks, because if he loses everything, not only for him, but for his son. So I need you all to understand that if you're on this call. But the main purpose of this message is, don't be scared to take risk. My mentor always told me, he said, Nano, always look at both sides. Don't be too optimistic, Nano, because I was always the very optimistic person. I've always been super optimistic, maybe a little bit toxic optimistic, to the point where I always thought that everything was going to work out for me. And it's good to have that approach. Like in my mind, nothing could ever go wrong, right? Like it always works out. And it's a little bit, but he would always tell me, like, yo, Nano, always think about always also the worst case, because it is a possibility. Like we can invest this money and it could go. You know, we can take this trip and it not work out. We can go to this location and it can be empty, right? Like those things, there's still chances of that. So you always got to think, okay, this is the best case. Yes, this is what we want. Absolutely. But if it doesn't work out in that moment, what's the worst case? Because what it does is it helps you accept it just in case it does happen, right? Just in case it does happen, I can accept it because I know going into it that was a possibility. So if you look at the risk that you're about to take and you can accept it, fine. Go take the risk because you can accept the worst case scenario. Right? I was appalled. Appalled is crazy. Appalled is crazy. But it's good to have that positivity, right? It's good to live like that. But you also want to have the idea of, okay, what if? You know, what if it doesn't? All right. Because, for example, I take risk. I take a lot of risk. All right. What's the worst thing that can happen? Right. Even with life, with business, right? When I make an investment, if I make an investment of $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, what's the worst thing that can happen? That I lose the money? And can I live with the fact that I lost out on $5,000? Yes. Boom. That's fine. That's the worst thing that can happen to me. I lost out on 5K. But the best thing that can happen is that this 5K can turn into 20, 50, 100K. I can live with both. If I lose it, it is what it is. But if everything works out in my favor, I make this, I make that, and etc. I'm okay with both sides of it. But I always encourage people, take risk. Take risk. You won't live life to the best of your ability if you don't take risk. I'm still taking risk. Throwing a retreat is a risk. Putting myself out in public is a risk. Starting a community is, all of these things have risk. Everything that we do is a risk. But are we willing to continuously make them? Like you said, without risk, there's no reward. So point number 4 says, you reach your last day full of pain at the realization that you never took any bold risk. So you never received any bright rewards. All the bright rewards I received was because I took bold risk. And that's the key. So that's number 4. Give me some 4s in the chat box so we can move through these last 6 super fast. 4, 4, 4s, 4, 4, 4s. All right. Let's go to number 5. Here's number 5. Number 5 says you reach your last day understanding that you missed the opportunity to catch a glimpse of mastery because you bought into the lie that you had to resign to mediocrity. This one's powerful as well. This was powerful. You reached your last day understanding that you missed the opportunity to catch a glimpse of mastery. So powerful. Catch a glimpse of mastery. How many of us want to be masters at what it is that we do? Master speaker, master communicator, master trader, master investor, master parent, master. You missed the glimpse of being a master because you bought into the lie that you had to resign to mediocrity. This morning, I put in my morning post, you guys know how I put my morning post of me doing all my stuff, the 4 pictures I post. I put be obsessed or be average. I don't want to be average. I don't want to be average. I know none of you guys want to be average as well. So I work on mastery. And is it a process? Yes. Am I always perfect and I got it down to the T? No. But every day I do my best to get better and better and better and better and better. And that's so important. That is so important for all of us, truthfully. Focus on mastery, guys. That's the key. Become the best at what you do. Whatever it is that you do, become the master at it. I'm working, think about it. I want to be the best at what I do. What do you think every morning? Like, yes, I love giving value to you guys. Yes, I love doing my podcast. Yes, I love doing all of this, right? As much as I love serving, there's also a selfish thing behind it as well, which is I want to get better at speaking. As much as selfless as I am to give value and help you guys, there's also something selfish with it as well, which is I want to get better. This is practice for me. Every morning I jump on this call and I'm teaching and I'm communicating and I'm practicing. You see, a lot of you guys don't realize, but this is practice for me. I'm practicing, the way I deliver the message, getting rid of my ums and my ahs and my filler words, how my voice inflections and my tones, when to raise my voice, when to lower my voice, I'm practicing on this call. And you guys, some of you guys don't even realize it. When you become a speaker, you'll realize that, okay, I see what Neno did there. I see how Neno uses his hand to communicate. Right? I see how Neno raised his voice, but I also realize how Neno lowered his voice as well to communicate something. You see, there's things behind speaking that a lot of you don't understand yet, but I'm working on that. Do you want to be a master speaker? Of course, Susan, I want to be a master speaker. That's the goal. That's what I'm working towards. One of my goals in life is to be a master speaker in English and in Spanish, bilingual motivational speaker. So what do I need to do? I need to get better at it. And these calls are practice for me. This is so important. This is so important for all of us, right? So what is your skill though? Remember, this is my skill. This is what I'm working on mastering. But I want to be a master, not just at speaking. I want to be a master at everything that I do. I want to be the best at everything that I do. The other day we went to smoke cigars and Cura, my brother Cura, could tell you this. Yeah, I'll do a podcast in Spanish eventually. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be recording one soon as well. The other day we go to smoke a cigar, and Chris could tell you guys this, right? And we go to smoke a cigar and the guy is giving us a master class on cigar smoking, the way things I didn't even know, how to light it up, how to smell it, how to know everything about the cigar. I learned so much, right? And what he was telling me, he was like, yo, you never want to be the person that goes smoke a cigar and be the one that doesn't know anything about it. Like, you want to be the person that arrives to smoke a cigar and your friends are coming to you because they know that you know about your cigars. You know what's a good cigar. You know how to light it. You know how to smoke it. You know how to do everything, right? He said that sets you apart from everybody else. He says you never want to be the person in the room that's not educated on a specific topic. You want to be the person that is an expert and a master at that. And even though his thing is he owns a cigar company and etc., right? And some of us may not be into cigars or whatever it is, and I get that. But the idea and the concept behind it was be the best at what you do. Be the best at not just what you do, but everything around you. Be the best at everything around you. Be the best. Become a master at the Bible. Imagine how nice that would be to become a master at the Bible. Become a master at your business. Become a master parent, right? Imagine being the best parent in the world, right? There's not really no book out there for that. I mean, I'm sure there's books out there for it, but become a master parent, a master partner, husband or wife, etc. Find a way to become a master at the things that you want to do. And that's the key. That's number 5. Number 6. Oh my God, this one's one of my favorite ones. This one shifted me. Number 6. Let's get right into this one. Number 6 says, you reach your last day understanding. Oops, no, wrong one. I just basically, that's number 5 again. Let me put number 6 here. Number 6. This is the one. You reach your last day and feel heartbroken that you never learned the skill of transforming adversity into victory and lead into gold. Man, that's the one. That one changed my life. I can tell you right now, when I heard that one hit me. You reach your last day and feel heartbroken that you never learned the skill of transforming adversity into victory and lead into gold. Think about that. I had to learn that because I was once a person. Is this in a book somewhere? Yeah, read the book Leader with No Title. Leader with No Title by Robin Sharma. It's an unbelievable book, by the way. But I remember reading this and I was like, you see, the thing with me is sometimes I get affected by adversity. I would let failures get the best of me, right? Like failure gets the best of some people sometimes. And if you don't learn how to turn adversity into victory, then I always say this to everybody. Most of our journey, especially when we're starting and we're on our road to success, we are going to fail more than we succeed. So understand this. All of us on this call, including myself and the hundreds that are live right now, we got hundreds on the call between Instagram and YouTube, and there's hundreds that are watching this recording right now. Every single one of us, we are going to experience more failures than we do success, especially at the beginning of our journeys. I'm still to this day experiencing failures 7-8 years in. So one of the skills that you want to learn is learning how to turn your failures and learning how to turn your adversities into victories. It's so powerful. So powerful because it's part of the game. It's not something you can avoid. There's no way around it. You have to go through the failures. You have to. You get to go through them. And as long as you can learn how to turn every failure and every adversity that you go through in life into a victory, everything changes. And some of you guys may ask me, well, Neno, how did you do it then? How did you do it? I just remember there's many ways. It wasn't how did I do it? It was more the mindset and the way that I look at it, right? Because my mentor has always told me a lot of different things. There was many things that I learned about failure, right? I'll give you guys a couple off the top. I don't have none of this written down. When I fail, pop the champagne. This is great. It's a good thing that you're failing. So pop the champagne. I always remember that, right? Another thing I learned was that nothing is good or bad. It's what you make it. So if something happens to you in your life, it's not good nor it's bad. It's what you make it. You choose whether it's good or whether it's bad. There's always good in even the bad moments. All right. Another thing I learned about failure is that there's no such thing as bad days. There's only character building days. Even the things that are happening in your life that you feel like are bad, they're just there to help you develop your character. So I've understood that, right? Another thing that I learned about failure is that it's in the Bible. It says, blessed are those who God disciplines. Blessed are those. So every time I'm being disciplined and I'm being challenged, I'm blessed. Right? So it was all these different ideas that I've learned throughout my life that have allowed me to reframe the way that I look at things. Yeah, blessed are those who God corrects. Exactly, Susan. You took the words out of my mouth. Right? Blessed are those who God corrects. I understood those things, right? Bob Proctor says, when anything happens to you, any situation happens, understand these three things. Number one, it is what it is. Number two, harvest the good. Number three, forgive and let go of the rest. So all these different ideas and all the books that I've read and all these things have helped me understand that failure is a good thing. Hundreds of books that I've read, and every book has always said that failure is a good thing. Exactly, Paul. It's not happening to me, it's happening for me. Job 5:17, blessed are those who God corrects. So do not despise the discipline of the Almighty. One of my favorite quotes of all time. I understood all those things. So now when I fail and now when things happen to me, I just think about all those things. Nano, nothing is good or bad is what you make it. You failed, Pop the champagne. It is what it is. Harvest the good. Let go of the rest. I think about all those things. I think about Job 5:17. I think about all these different things. It's not happening to me, it happens for me. So all these other things have allowed me to reframe the way that I look at failure and look at it as a success. So important for all of us to understand. So that's number 6. Let's go to number 7. Because I know we're already an hour in. You got some time to let me go over these last 4? Give me a 4 in the chat if you guys can wait till I go through these last 4. I promise I won't take more than another 10 minutes for y'all. We good for another 10 minutes? Who's here with me for another 10 minutes? Okay, we good to go. Let's get it. Let's go to number 7. You know it's real when my girl's on with me while she's at work. Here you go. You reach your last day regretting that you forgot that work is about being radically helpful to others than being helpful only to yourself. So powerful. You reach your last day regretting that you forgot that work is about being radically helpful to others rather than being helpful only to yourself. This is why I do what I do. It's all about helping others, fam. It's all about helping others. What are you doing to help others? But it goes back to what we were talking about a couple human regrets before. You can lead others until you lead yourself first. This is why it's important for you to be the example. I became the example and now I can help y'all, right? Hundreds of people on the call. Hundreds of people on the call right now. That's a big responsibility, but none of it would have been possible if I didn't help myself first, if I didn't be the example first. But guess what? I put you guys above a lot because every day I make it a priority to help you. I coach people. I mentor people. I have an organization with my community of Alpha Society of over 1,000 people. 1,000 people. Then I have a community here of Mornings with Nano of another couple thousand people that are not a part of my business. Majority of you that are on this call, you're not a part of my business. You're just a part of the community that we have here within this personal development journey. Majority of people on Mornings with Nano are not a part of my community. I would say maybe 10% to 20% of you guys are in my community. The rest, the 80 to 90% of you guys, you're not in my business. We don't financially benefit each other at all. You could go and make $1 million. I make no financial benefit off of this. Why? Because I focus on radically helping others. That's my purpose in life. My purpose in life is to help others, bring people closer to God, bring more people to Him, help more people develop their skills and figure out their purposes and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Don't be the person that doesn't help others. But remember, before you can help others, you got to help yourself. Help yourself. On airplanes, what do they say? Put on your mask first and then help the person next to you. It's the same thing with life. Help yourself. Put in the work yourself and then start helping others. My mentor always told me, he said, Nano, I know this is not something you want to hear, and maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but he said, you got to be selfish before you can be selfless. And I never understood that until he explained it to me. He said, you got to be selfish before you're selfless. Because people go out and try to be selfless, but the thing is they are pouring into people from empty cups because they have nothing to give. So I know you have a heart to want to help others, but you got to help yourself first, bro. People will follow you more if you help yourself first. You're going to be somebody worth following when you help yourself. Help yourself. Become a person of influence. Make the money. Become a man of God. Become those things. There you go. That's the key. So you want to be somebody that helps others, and that's number 7. Put people first, right? You want to be able to help a lot of people, but remember, before you help others, help yourself. That's the key. Number 8. Number 8 says, you reach your last day with the awareness that you ended up living your life, that you ended up living the life that society trained you to want versus leading the life you truly wanted to have. This one hits like a ton of bricks. Listen to that one again. You reach your last day with the awareness. Now you're aware that you ended up living the life that society trained you to want versus leading the life you truly wanted to have. This is so important for us to understand. You see, society had trained me, trained my parents, go to school, get a degree, work a job, work till this age, retire, etc. That's the life, unfortunately, that society has trained us to live. Right? Majority of people live that life. And remember, guys, I'm not talking down on jobs. I will never talk down on jobs. Never. I'm just up on opportunity. I'm just up on actually living the life that you truly want to live. Right? What I'm not down for is you doing something that you don't want to do for the rest of your life. Like if you're doing what you love and you love your job, you're doing what you love. Amazing. You're leading your life because you're doing what you love, what you truly want to do. But if you're on this call, and I say this with all the love and the respect in the world, and you're doing something that you truly deep down inside know that you don't really want to do, then it's time for you to start thinking about what is it that you really want. And start making a plan to get yourself out of what you're doing right now to do what you really want to do. Because you don't want to live your whole life doing something that you don't want to do. For example, my little brother loves what he does. He loves what he does. He's a financial planner for big time companies. And he works a corporate job. He works 9 to 5. Now, is his plan to stay there? Long term, he always tells me, now we're going to start our own thing. But he says, I'm building myself up. I'm learning the skills. I'm building my credibility. I'm understanding, etc. Right? But I have a lot of people, personal friends. Remember, I also mentor a lot of people that tell me, yo, Nano, I hate what I do. I only do this to pay the bills. I only do this to. And you know what? My best advice, I always tell them, I'm like, yo, so let's create a plan to help you get out of this so that you can actually do what you really want to do. That's what that human regret is all about. Because listen to it again. You reach your last day with the awareness that you ended up living the life that society trained you to want versus leading the life you truly wanted to have. Every day is a weekend when you're living the life of your dreams. My sister Susan right now, she's out in LA living her dream life. She loves what she does. Loves what she does. She's living her dream life. She's leading her life to what she truly wants to do. She's not doing what society trained her to want. She's leading the life she truly wants to have. That's the beauty of this business. That's the beauty of life. What do you really want? Go live that life. Go live the life that you really want to live. That's the key. So that's number 8. Number 9. All right. Number 9. Here we go. You reach your last day and awaken to the fact that you never realized your absolute best, nor touch the special genius that you were built to become. So powerful. You reach your last day, awaken to the fact that you never realized your absolute best, nor touch the special genius that you were built to become. We were all meant to be special geniuses and become the absolute best. Imagine the best version of us. That's what we should be obsessed with. Forget about the money. The money's important, yes. Forget about everything. Work on becoming the best version of you. How can you become the absolute best version of you? Physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, every area. If I'm on this call and I'm listening to this, Every single one of us should be focused on how am I going to accomplish becoming the best version of myself, or at least start working to becoming the best version of myself in 2026. That's the key, family. That's the key. Let's work on becoming the absolute best version of ourselves in 2026. It's going to take time, but it's that effort every day to become the best version of us. That's why I do these calls. To encourage you guys to live to the best of your potential. So we've talked about this, so I don't want to stay too long on it, but go out there, read all the books, go to all the events, come to the retreat, do everything possible to make sure that you reach that special genius. Invest, go to events, go to retreats, read the books, jump on Mornings with Nano, listen to audios, listen to podcasts. Like literally do everything. Get in the gym, hire a trainer, get uncomfortable, wake up earlier, do your cardio, build that relationship with God, right? Go to church on Sundays, give back, like do these things. Mind, body, spirit, mind, body, spirit, mind, body, spirit. Become the best version of you in those areas. Watch what will happen for you in 2026. That right there will solve 99% of your problems if you focused on that. So that's number 9. And then last but not least, number 10, here it goes because they don't let me type the full one. For some reason, there's a character limit. It says, you reach your last day and discover you could have been a leader and left this world so much better than you found it, but you refused to accept the mission because you were just too scared, and so you failed and wasted a life. That's a powerful one right there to finish off. To finish with that one is powerful. You reach your last day and discover you could have been a leader and left this place and left this world, so much better than you found it. But you refused to accept that mission because you were just too scared, and so you failed and you wasted a life. Step into that leadership role. We've talked about this all week. I said all of us are leaders. Let's leave this place better than we found it. I always learn, this is one of my favorite quotes. We were born looking like our parents, but we die looking like our choices. We were born looking like our parents, but we die looking like our choices. It's not your fault that you weren't born rich, but it will be your fault if you die poor. So step into that leadership. Every one of us are leaders. Don't think that you got to be a leader like me. I started being a leader when I was only a leader to my little brother. The only person I was leading at one point in my life was my little brother. Don't let the fact that, don't let my accomplishments or the way that I lead today, and I have hundreds of people on these calls and etc. Don't let that fool you. I started where you started. I started when I was just a leader to my little brother. He was the only person I was leading. That's how I started. Now I'm very fortunate that I get a chance to lead thousands, but at one point, the only person that was following me was my little brother. You can do so much more. I'm telling you. But accept the mission. Don't be scared of the mission. Accept the mission. And don't waste a life. Go live the best way that you can and be an example and a leader for everybody that's coming behind you. I believe in all of y'all. I wouldn't be on these calls every morning if I didn't believe in y'all. Every single one of you has it in you to be somebody that you guys didn't even imagine, regardless of where you are in your life. You could be having the best year of your life right now. Or you could be right now on this call and you were like, yo, Nano, I needed this call more than you know because I'm at the bottom of the bottom. There's people with different perspectives on this call. There's people that don't even type in the chat listening to this call, probably going through it right now. And that's okay. And I want you to know that I know that you're here. I know that you're here. I want you to know I believe in you, fam. I believe in you, bro. I believe in you, sis. Keep going. Stay strong. Remember, all these things are happening for you. They're happening for you. It's no bad days. It's character building days. I've been there before. I know what it feels like to be the quiet person on the other side of the call. You don't even want to type because of everything that you're going through. So I know. You don't got to tell me. I know. I feel it. I just want you to know that if no one else believes in you, I believe in you. If no one else wants to support you, I support you. If no one else wants to offer you words of encouragement, I offer you words of encouragement. Okay? I'm here for y'all. Stay strong. And for my people that are winning, like Susan is winning, keep winning, sis. More abundance, more blessings, more for you. But remember, just like Susan said, she was there a year ago. A year ago, she was there. So you just don't know, right? Things can change in 6 months, in a year. Things can change. You heard my guy Chris here. He said, yo, he wasn't all there yet. November was a month for him to remember. And look, now he's traveling the world. He's partnering with top resorts all around the world. Everything is working for him. He's investing into himself. Things can change like this, but work on you. And those right there are the 10 human regrets. If you guys got value from today's training, give me some 10s in the chat box. That wraps it up. It's usually hard to do this call in under an hour because this call is long. I think every time I've done this training, I've always done more than an hour, but I appreciate you guys a lot, for real. I appreciate you guys for hopping on the call and, getting value from today's call. I can honestly say I look at those 10 human regrets and I don't relate with any of them anymore. I don't. I'm not worried about any of them anymore because I've looked at those 10 human regrets and I said, yo, I will never reach my last day with any of those regrets. I can read all those human regrets to you guys here today, and I can honestly say not one of those would be me when my last day comes. Not one of them. I gotta do the human victories for you guys so that you can see. But I'll tell you guys this: when I first read those human regrets, there was a lot of them that I related with. A lot of them, more than half, to be truthful. But when I read that book, it shifted me, and I told myself that I won't be that person. There you go, Benny. Bought an online course on Black Friday because I believed in myself. Amen. I love that for you. And I pray that that online course gives you everything that you need, my brother, to elevate your life, bro, because that's what life is all about. All right, guys. So with that being said, I pray Motivation Nation Life. Thank you. Thank you. I pray everybody has a beautiful rest of your days. One last time, obviously, as you guys know, I'm promoting this call. Tomorrow night is the official invitation to the next retreat launch call. All right, this is going to be Thursday, tomorrow, December 18th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you want to hear about where the next retreat is going to be, all right, and the details behind it, the kind of trainings we're going to do there, where it's going to be, everything, jump on the call. If you may not be able to afford it yet, still hop on, support it, see what it's about, see something that you may want to invest into the future at some point. There's going to be many different options, whether you want to pay for it, upfront, whether you want to do payment plans. There's going to be a ton of different options. There's going to be availability for everybody. And when we talk about taking risk, those bold risks, one of those bold risks is getting out of your comfort zone, flying to a country you've never visited, go meeting people you've never met, and doing things that you've never done to get things you've never had. I can promise you right now, one of the biggest decisions you'll make this year is coming to one of my retreats because it'll change everything for you, fam. So tomorrow, that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As you guys know, I'll be promoting it all day today, all day tomorrow. I'm already 95% done with the presentation. I just gonna add a couple last things to it, and it's officially done, and we're ready to go. Videos ready, presentation is ready, contracts are ready, payment plans are ready. Everything is already ready, family. So I hope you guys it's going to be on Zoom. The call's going to be on Zoom, and I'm going to be promoting it on my Instagram chat. So if you have me on Instagram, if you're on there, I'm going to drop the link early tomorrow so that way everybody can have it. And I'll be promoting it to everybody. So I dropped the link in my stories. I'll drop the link also in the chat. The most important place to have it is in the Telegram chat. So if you go to the Retreats by Nano, if you go to @Retreats by Nano, all right, in my bio, I have a Telegram chat. I'll be dropping it there. All right. I'll be sending it to all my friends, all my family members, everything. Right. So it's going to be all over there. It's going to be in my personal Long Live Nano chat as well. I have a chat in my bio as well. The Nano mentorship chat, I'm going to be dropping it there. It's going to be in my bio. It's going to be everywhere. Telegram chats. It's going to be promoted everywhere. It's going to be hard to miss. All right. It's the only way you miss it is if you ignore it. It's going to be there. So hop on. It's going to be a phenomenal presentation. I've taken my time the last 72 hours to create a phenomenal presentation for all of you guys. All right. So I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Quick prayer, just some thank you today. Just give God some thank you, and we'll wrap it up there. So everybody bow your heads. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, today we just want to thank you so much for waking us up. And we want to thank you for the awareness and the amazing lesson today when it came down to the 10 human regrets. You definitely brought a lot of perspective and awareness to us. And now we understand the things that we don't want to do. We understand now more than ever that the things that we do want to do is win. We want to become victories. We want to make sure that everything that we do in life is all about serving you, God, and becoming the best version of ourselves each and every single day so that we can lead others to you, God. So thank you so much for the awareness. Thank you for making us aware of the regrets. Thank you for the training. Thank you for the guidance. Thank you for the love. Thank you for this community. And if there's anybody that's on this call, God, that needs you, I pray that you put your healing hand over those individuals and you wash away all their sins, all the things that are not benefiting them, anything that doesn't align with their purpose or their values, Father, that you wash them away and you hold their hand through this process if they're going through some tough times. God, I know there's some people that are going through some tough times going through the holidays, but I know, let them know that you're there for them and that this community is also there for them. And we're just so grateful that we have you, God. So thank you for everything. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your grace. Thank you for your forgiveness. There's only one like you, God, and we're just so grateful for it all. Let's keep growing. Let's keep elevating. We love you. We appreciate you. In your name we pray. Amen. 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 Can you repeat the times? 8 p.m. Eastern. So Anaya, I think you're out in Europe. That might be like 2 a.m. for you. But if you're not able to hop on from Europe, then obviously I'll have the recording posted on YouTube right after, so you can watch it when you wake up. And then I'll also do a quick breakdown as well on Friday's call in the morning as well, probably either before the session or right after the session. I'll do a quick little breakdown for the mornings with Nano community as well. So either way, I'm going to be breaking it down back-to-back days. So it's either you watch it on Thursday at 8 o'clock or you watch it in the morning when I do a quicker breakdown. Obviously, the one Thursday night will be the full launch where I'll go into everything, but I'll do a quick one on mornings with Nano on Friday morning, easy breakdown here on YouTube so you guys could be able to see it as well. But with that being said, I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day. May God continue to bless you guys, heal you guys, and let's go out there and have a blessed day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, 10:30 a.m. Let's go. Thank you.